Pew.
What's that, SD? You think it's in there? Alright, today we're doing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order review. I'm a very big Star Wars and Respawn fan, so you could imagine I was very excited to hear this game was coming out. Um, so with that, there's a bit of bias in this review. Just have to put a disclaimer there. Okay, so let's get into it. The story's pretty good. I like TF2, like Titanfall 2. It's in a way simple, you know. There's a list of youngling Jedi that you need to get and keep out of the hands of the Empire. But at the same time, it's pretty good, and there are some really good story points in there. Good concepts. And it's got a lot of heart, you know. It's also like TF2 did. It actually sort of deals with some similar concepts that were in episode 8, but with in terms of dealing with your shortcomings, but the shortcomings aren't near as big, so it won't be quite as contentious. It won't really be contentious at all, actually. They got good, memorable characters. You have Cal, who is a Jedi who became alone after his master died in 66, Order 66. He's striving to be, you know, be more than just hiding out. You have Seer, anyway, who is a Jedi who failed her Padawan, and she's wanting redemption. You have Grease, who bit of a troubled past of his own. They're really good. And since there's good acting from them as well, this is since this channel we talk about Gotham actors. Cal is played by the actor who played Joker on Gotham. There's also BD1, who's a really great character. He's really confident. He's like a little dog. He's, has this great friendship, and he's enthusiastic about everything. He's really helpful in the game. So he's just this really great droid. I'd say he's only second to R2 in terms of great Star Wars droids. There's also a lot of good small details, like how if you downs tag BD, do stuff, and if there's nothing for him to do, just be like, "Oh, you're a good droid, BD." You're taking off from the ship. You can you get to watch it take off from the inside, sort of like a Disneyland ride almost. There's good little details in the ship, in the environment. It's pretty good. Just a fun classic Star Wars story. Gameplay is really good. It isn't as unique as Titanfall. It's very much a Dark Souls type style game. It's sort of like a step between Dark Souls and Arkham style games. A bit of Uncharted and classic platformers as the platforming, and a little bit some Metroidvania style elements. And the level design, the comp feels much more like lightsaber fight in a way with like the animations in the older games. It's less like you're swinging a bat sword. And deflecting lasers is just right. It's easy enough to do, but hard enough where you have to do it where you can fail. There's a lot of like fun abilities. Your skill tree, you're always getting more powerful. It's very consistent for the entire game. Uh, yeah. There's a bit of weird like things with the narrative when it comes to getting power. Sort of like why are push and pull separate, but like you think it'd be pretty similar power to learn. But it makes sense within the game. And it works really. Very good level design. It loops in around itself like a spider, like a 3D spider web. You like see something like, hey, you can get to here later, or it'll be here later. It all runs around itself very nicely. There's lots of shortcuts. And then you get new abilities and it expands the map every more and more. The platforming is also good, and it also is expanded with the abilities. Set pieces were good. I can't help but like want a little more. Something been cool if there was like the Uncharted convoys, but with like speeders. That'd been good. But the gay gameplay is good enough that it doesn't matter that much. There's lots of good enemy variety, the troopers and the robots and other monsters. There's plenty of. It didn't feel like you're fighting the same enemy for hours. The bosses are really good, fast paced, and the lightsaber fights feel like the movies. Are really fun. I talked about in Anthem how like some puzzles in games are pointless. This is very much the opposite. The puzzles feel very worthwhile in this game. They're not like incredibly difficult, but they're pretty decent. They're not a waste of time. I'd say this game is about difficulty, like also between Dark Souls and Arkham, which Dark Souls being more, I say it weird. So yeah, it's just a pretty good middle range, I think. One thing is that the game is a bit backloaded. Like a lot of the stuff you get toward the end. You're opening a lot of stuff near the end. Also, a lot of the bigger like boss battles aren't like just gonna be like an regular enemy later, or toward the second half. In terms of the rewards, like sometimes I like think like, oh, wouldn't this been great to have earlier? But I also think it's a really good like end reward, so I'm a bit torn on that. Very good aesthetics. All the it's Star Wars, so it's really captured that feel of like just an extension of Star Wars, and the great aesthetics are already there with a bit of their own stuff. The lightsaber glow is pretty good. It's just right. Playing on a regular Xbox, there was some technical issues, some low frame rate at some points. Sometimes things would be popping in during a cutscene, or sometimes like in the game. At one point, I had like enemies like I'll just pop in and stand there until I hit them. But that's for like one wave of a combat scenario. Nothing I'd say that's game ruining. It just would have been nice if it were better smoothed out. Probably because of the episode 9 release window to kind of spawn with that in Christmas. That's a bit of a shame. Overall, I think this is a great game. Remember that bias I talked about. Anyway, so overall, I'm giving this a 9.75. This is going to be one of my favorites. It's a great game. If you like Star Wars at all, you should get it. That's it.